Magandang araw, mga bata. Pag-usapan po natin ngayon ang tungkol po sa mathematical system. Meron itong tinatawag na undefined terms and the defined terms. Let's proceed. Of course, we need our objectives. The first one, we have to describe a mathematical system. Yun po yung tinutukoy natin kanina. Second, we have to illustrate the need for an axiomatic structure of a mathematical system in general, and in geometry in particular. Letter A, defined terms. Letter B, undefined terms. Letter C, postulates. And letter D, the theorems. Pero at this time, ang focus muna natin ay doon po sa dalawang mathematical system, which is the undefined terms. Unahin po natin yung undefined terms, where we have here, and the other one is the defined terms. Then, next na po natin pag-aralan yung theorems at saka postulates. These are the four classification of mathematical system. We have the undefined terms, we have the defined terms, the postulates, and the theorems. Under undefined terms, we have the points, the lines, we have here, and the plane. For the defined terms, we have the following. We have the line segments, we have the ray, angle, we have the collinear points, non-collinear points, the coplanar points, and non-coplanar points. In this case, in this lesson, ang focus natin ay nasa, tulad ng nabanggit ko po kanina, ay nasa dalawang classification muna. Then isusunod na po natin yung postulates and theorems. So ang focus natin is for the undefined terms and the defined terms. Bago tayo magpatuloy, let's have first our activity. Your task is to rearrange the figure below as point, line, or plane. I'll give you 3 minutes to rearrange the given figure. Let's find out your answers. So let's find out kung ano po ba yung nasa points, lines, and planes. Sesame seeds is an example of a point. Second, that is the tip of the push pin. Third, the stars. Obviously, that is an example of a point. Next, how about the lines, the Meralco lines? Connections. Another is the edge of the table. Another, the length of a ball pen is also an example of a line. How about the box? Maybe the surface area of a box, the carpet, the surface area, and the plane figure, which is the drawing pad. Maari po kasi kayo magtanong kung bakit po. Halimbawa, yung push pin, hindi naman naka-specify po dyan kung what part of the push pin. So, it depends upon your answers. Maari po kasi, example, dito sa line, table, hindi rin naman kasi sinabi na edge of the table, di po ba? Ang nakalagay lang po dito is just a table. So, anyway, dun po sa mga katanungan po, naka-specify naman po dun kung ano po ba talaga ang hinahanap. Anong part of that particular things ang tinutukoy po dun. So, hindi kayo mahihirapan dun. Dito, ay, since walang specific, pwede po natin isulat yung table dito sa kanyang points. Kaya lang, sa pagsagot natin, we have to define ano po bang bahagi ng table? That is the corner of the tables. Pwede rin po naman dito sa box. The corner of the boxes is also considered as a point. The edge of the boxes is also considered as a line. So, wala pong specific na sagot. Pero as of now, ang akin pong makasagutan, the sesame seeds, the tip of the pin, and the stars are all examples of a point. As I have described what I have answered. Pero depende na rin po sa inyo yan kung paano nyo i-describe. Again, sa actual exercises, naka-specify naman po doon kung ano po ba ang tinutukoy ng bawat isang figure kung para saan po siya. Kaya don't you worry. Let's try this. Your task is to determine the following. If it is a point, a line, or a plane. I'll give you 5 minutes to answer the following. Time starts now. Okay, let's find out your answers. Let's have number 1, stars in the sky. Yes, that is an example of a point, since the stars in the sky has an exact location. A tip of a pen is also a point. How about the strand of your hair? Absolutely, that is an example of a line. How about the wall? Yes, that is a plane. The page of a magazine. Mm, yes, it is also an example of a plane. How about the planets in the sky? How in the universe? Yes, that's a point. Why? Because planets has an exact location. The corner of a box is an example of a point. How about the edge of the chair? Yes, that is an example of a line. Let's find out the surface area of a table. Yes, that's a plane. And lastly, the curtain rod. Yes, that is an example of a line. I hope everybody got the right answer. In geometry, a point is a position in space. It has only location, but no dimension, no length, width, thickness, and thus occupy an area. A point can be named using a capital letters, and it can be modeled by a dot. Let's have an example. I have the first point, the second, third, the fourth, and the fifth point. If I represent this as a point, I may say that this is point A. I have point B, point C, point E, and the last one is point D. Again, we have to remember that a point is represented by a capital letters. All other geometrical figures are made up of a points. Ang ibig sabihin nun, lahat ng geometrical figures, ang kanilang origin, ang kanilang pinanggalingan is consist of so many points. Example, the square. Ang square ay hindi mabubuo kung wala pong point o pinagdikit-dikit na points. The rectangle, the triangle, and other polygons that are made up, that are geometrical figures. What is a line? In geometry, it is an undefined terms. It consists of points and extend infinitely in opposite direction. Let's consider this as an example of a line. So if the points within the line, and according to the definition, it can be extended or extend infinitely in opposite direction. So if we represent this as we have now, the line extend in both directions, that is to the left or to the right. The arrowheads, siya yung nagsasabi ng ating line is endless and cannot be stopped. Ibig sabihin nun, anytime, pwede po tayo mag-extend ng given line. A line is also named by a single lowercase script letter or by 2 points on a line. Pag 2 points po ang ating nire-represent sa line, gumagamit po tayo ng capital letters. Pero pag single lowercase, of course, we know that is a small letter. Let's have an example. If I have a line, then I represent this as line D. So pwede po natin itong tawagin line D. It should be represented as the symbol of the line, which is itong kulay green, and you just write the line D or the single lowercase, which is line D. Then Kung ayaw po natin isulat yung symbol, pwede po natin mismo ilagay yung word na line. And lalagay lang po natin yung D. So it could be line D. So ganun lamang po dali. Halimbawa, this is line A. Kunyari, papalitan ko yung D ng line A. So pwede po natin ilagay as line A. Ganun lamang po. Then pwede rin pong isulat natin yung word na line, then you have to write line A. Let's have another example. I have a line having 2 points. And according to the definition, a line can be named by using 2 capital letters. So I have to represent these 2 points in a capital letter X and Y. And thus, if I represent this in symbol, you have line XY or line YX. So sa line, pwede pong mabaliktad yung atin pong direction since it can be extended infinitely in both directions. So it could be the word line and the letters within the points, that is XY, or it could be line YX. So mula dito papunta doon. Kung ayaw mo isulat yung word na line, you just write the symbol. So that is equals to line XY. Ito pong kulay green ang kanyang symbol ng word na line. Then it could also be equals to line YX. So ganun lamang po mag-represent ng isang given line. How about a plane? A plane is also an undefined term in geometry. It is a flat surface, remember the word flat surface, that extends infinitely in all directions. So we have a flat surface, extend infinitely in all directions. It is named by 3 points in the plane that are not of the same line. So 3 points in the plane that are not of the same line. A single script capital letter or by 3 points in the plane which are not on the same line. So let's have an example. Let's consider this as a plane. If we go back to the definitions that we have, we know that a plane is a flat surface. So ito po siya, smooth. It can be extended infinitely in all directions. Ibig sabihin nun, pwede po siyang ma-extend going to the right, pwede pong ma-extend going to the left, pwede rin pong ma-extend going upward, at pwede rin pong ma-extend going downward. Ibig sabihin, kahit saan sa pwede pong ma-extend. A plane is named a single script lowercase letter or by any 3 points in the plane which are not on the same line. So meron tayo ditong mahalagang word na dapat tandaan, single script and 3 points in the plane which are not on the same line. Single script lowercase. Let's have an example. If I have this plane and I have to write letters within the plane, pag sinabi natin within the plane, the letters are on the within the plane, nasa loob ng plane, L, O, V, at saka E. If I want to represent this as plane, this will become plane LOV. Kasi ayon sa kanya, ay pwede po i-represent ang plane natin ng 3 points within the plane. So, it could also be plane VEL, or kung ano pang gusto mo, pwedeng makarelate dyan sa 4 na words or letter na yan. It could also be plane EVO or plane OVE. Basta't ang malaga, 3 letters po sila. Now, if in case ayaw po natin sa capital letters na 3, then nagkataon ay meron namang isang single script lowercase letters within the plane. Halimbawa, I have here D. So, nag-isa po. Ibig sabihin nun, ay pwede po natin i-represent ito in a single script. Kung ayaw natin sa plain LOV, pwede po natin isulat ito as plain D. Now, halimbawa, this is ayaw natin ng D. Pinalitan natin ng T, kunyari. So, it could also be named as plain T. Yun po, mamimili ito sa dalawa kung saan po ba natin i-represent, sa 3 letters or sa single script lowercase letter. So, ganun lamang madali. Let's observe this given 3 points. Ano kaya ang pwede natin makreate dito sa 3 points na to if we want to connect these 3 points by using the line segments? So, let's find out. According to the statement that we have below, at least 3 non-collinear points determine a plane. Aha, meron siya ditong very important verse na kung meron daw po tayong tatlong non-collinear points, ay makakagawa na po tayo ng isang plane. When we say non-collinear points, those are points that does not lie on the same line. Ibig sabihin, yung points na yan ay wala po sa isang line. Wala po dito, at wala po dito. Tatlong points. So pag ganyan, ang tawag natin sa kanila, collinear points. Pag wala po sa isang line, non-collinear points. Since ito pong 3 points na to is wala po sa isang point, therefore, makakagawa daw po tayo ng isang plane for as long as we interconnected these 3 points. Let's find out. I have here now, and yes, we have created a plane. At pwede po natin ito i-represent. Halimbawa, ang nilagay ko dito T, A, at saka X. So, pwede ko po siyang tawaging plane tax or plane XAT or plane ATX kung capital letters ang gagamitin natin. Now, if in case gusto natin is small letter, pwede naman po ilagay po natin ito as small letter. Pwede ko po siyang tawaging lowercase, plane X only. So, ganun lamang po mag-represent ng plane. Earlier, napag-usapan po natin yung tatlong klase ng undefined terms. Those are the point, the line, and the plane. At this time, pag-usapan po natin ang defined terms in geometry. Let's have the first one. A line segment. A line segment is an undefined terms. Remember that a line segment is a part of a line that has 2 endpoints whose length is fixed. So we have, it is a part of a line has 2 endpoints and whose length is fixed. So meron tayong tatlong characteristic ng isang line segment. Let's have an example. Let us consider this as a line segment. Remember that a line segment is a part of a line. Bahagi siya ng linya. Ibig sabihin, kaputol. Meron daw po siyang dalawang endpoint. At yung 2 endpoints na yun ay can be represented by any 2 points. So I have here the endpoint as point A and point B. Pag ganito ang itsura ng ating figure na nakikita, maaari na po nating tawagin ito as line segment. How do we represent this a line segment? So it could be line segment AB. Kung gusto natin isulat yung buong word or buong word ng line segment, it could be line segment AB. Na kung ayaw natin isulat yung word na line segment, ang gagawin po natin is the symbol. So it could be line segment AB having the symbol of this given figure. Let's have another example. I have here another line segment with 2 endpoints. And I have represented the 2 endpoints as X, Y. So if I want to represent this line segment, pwede po natin isulat ito as the word line segment XY. At kung ayaw natin ng mahabang term or word, so simply ang susulat lamang po natin is XY, line segment XY. So ito pong symbol ang magsasabi na siya po is a line segment. Ganun lang kadali mag-represent ng isang line segment. Another defined terms is the word ray. Ano po bang ibig sabihin ng ray? In geometry, it is a defined terms. It is a part of a line which extend in one direction infinitely. Kanina, yung atin pong line segment dito, ang isa sa characteristic niya po is we have the line segment having 2 points, 2 endpoints. So, meron siyang endpoint. Pagdating sa ray, ang kanyang characteristic is it is a part of a line which extend in one direction infinitely. Ibig sabihin, infinitely, walang hangganan, walang katapusan. Let's have an example. If I have here a ray, tatandaan ng ray ay meron pong 1 point and 1 direction at can be extended infinitely. So that is point. I have to represent this as point AB. Kung i-represent ko po siya as a ray, this will become ray AB or ray AB. Ibig sabihin nun, kung gusto natin ilagay yung word na ray, so ito. Pero kung ayaw natin ilagay yung word mismo na ray, ang ilalagay na lamang po natin yung symbol mismo niya. That is ray AB. Let's have an example. Another example. I have a ray, another ray, and represented by ray XY. And so, again, if we represent this as ray XY or ray XY. So, ganun lang kadali mag-represent ang isang ray. Another defined terms in geometry is an angle. Ano po bang angle? Let's find out. An angle is a union of two rays with a common point called the vertex. So, ang atin po ditong very important words to consider this, that is the word union of two rays. Then we have the common point, which is also called the vertex. So, let's find out. Let's consider this as a ray. Another ray, ang sabi niya, two rays with common points. So, dapat merong pinanggalingin yung dalawang rays na yon. Magkasama po sila at meron silang parihas na pinanggalingan. And that point is, we have here, ito pong point A is the common point. Then the ray is ray AB and ray AC. Ano daw po makikreate natin? You have here a ray AB and ray AC. Pag pinagsama natin with common points dito sa part na to, ang mabubuo po natin is isang klaseng angle. And how do we represent an angle? An angle, pag ang ginamit po natin is tatlong letters, it is represented by capital letters. So, it could be angle BAC. Or, pwede pong pabaliktad. It could be an angle CAB. Or, pwede rin namang angle A. Ganun lang mag-represent ang angle. Paano po yun? Sa paglalagay ng angle, tatandaan po natin yung kanyang common point ay lagi pong nasa gitna ng kanyang 3 letters kung i-represent natin siya sa 3 letters. Kung gusto natin na isa lang ang ating i-represent as an angle, ang isulat lamang po natin yung kanilang common point lamang po na angle A. So, pwede po natin ito i-represent in a single capital letters using the common point. Pero kung isasama po natin silang lahat, make it sure na yung common point ay lagi pong nasa gitna ng atin pong given angle. Let's have another example. If I have two rays joined together with a common point, then I have here, the common point is, pagpalagay natin, Y. Then I have ray YX and ray YZ joined together with a common point at Y. So if I want to represent this will become angle XYZ. Tatandaan na yung Y nasa gitna. Or it could be angle ZYX. Kung gusto natin na isa lang, it could be angle Y on, or angle Y only. It is not X, it should be Y, angle Y. So tatandaan natin na laging nasa gitna po yung atin pong common point sa given angle. Ganun lamang po. Aside from angles, as defined terms in geometry, we have also the collinear points and the non-collinear points. Ano nga po ba ang collinear points? So when we see collinear points, these are points that lie on the same line, while non-collinear points are points that do not lie on the same line. Ganun lamang po ang kanilang pagkakaiba. Let's have an example. Let's consider this line. If I have this line and I have the given point within the line, pag sinabi po natin, yung points natin ay nasa line mismo, nakalagay doon mismo sa kanyang line. Ang tawag po natin dito sa points na yan na within the line, which is point A, point B, point C, and point D. If I want to represent this 4 points that are on the line, ay pwede ko po siyang tawaging points A, B, C, and D are collinear points. Bakit po? Kasi nasa same line po sila. Doon po sila nakalagay sa iisang line. Let's have the non-collinear points. Again, let's consider this another line. Then if I have points within the line and another point outside the line, and I have to consider this as point A, point B, and point C. Yung dalawang point nasa isang line, pero yung isang point ay nasa labas ng line. Pag ganun ang nangyari, ang tawag po natin sa kanila is non-collinear points. And therefore, points A, B, and C are non-collinear points in the sense that not all points are within the line or merong isang point na humiwalay doon sa kanyang linya. Ganun lamang po mag-determine. Okay. Kung meron tayong tinatawag na collinear and non-collinear points, meron din po tayong tinatawag as our defined terms in geometry, which are the coplanar points and non-coplanar points. Ano nga ba ang coplanar points? When we see coplanar points, those are the points belonging to same line or to the same line. Ibig sabihin nun, ito yung mga points na nasa loob mismo ng kanyang plane. Let's have an example. If I have a plane, then I have a given points within the plane. I have 3 or 4 points na nasa loob mismo ng plane, and I have to consider this as point A, point B, point C, and point D. If I represent these points within the plane, kung nasa plane po sila, tatawagin ko po silang points A, B, C, and D are coplanar points. Tandaan, pag ang points po is nasa loob ng plane, nakalagay sa loob ng plane, ang tawag po natin sa kanila is coplanar points. How about the non-coplanar points? According to the definition, these are points that do not lie in the same plane. So, these are points that do not lie in the same plane. Hindi naman binabanggit kung gaano karaming points. What is important? My points, the points does not lie on the same plane. Ibig sabihin, there is 2 or more planes to be considered. Let's have an example. I have a given plane here. So, then I have a point, another point, and another point. See, I have to consider this as point X, point Y, and point Z. Kung mapapansin po natin yung kulay orange, that is the first plane. And yung kulay blue, that is the second plane. So kung mapapansin po natin yung dalawa na X and Y ay nasa isang plane. Yung pangatlo na Z ay nasa ibang plane. And therefore, kung sila po ay nakalagay sa magkaibang plane, ang tawag po natin sa kanila is non-coplanar points. So points X, Y, and Z are non-coplanar points. Ulitin ko, pag ang points ay nasa loob ng isang plane, ang tawag natin sa kanila coplanar points. Pag ang points naman ay nasa magkaibang plane, ang tawag po natin sa kanila is non-coplanar or points that do not lie in the same plane. Have a nice day.